Morning, Judge.
Hey, Goldie, or I think that's you, Goldie, isn't that you? Okay, I'll need to help these people because I don't know who they all are. Kira Lawrence, yes. Let's see. Jessica Thompson, I guess that's her. Yes. Leslie Levy, DFPS attorney, maybe. Vicky Browder, no. Laura Beth Belong, DFPS legal assistant. I guess that might be, well, I think everybody else is, let's see. So, okay, we don't have Miss Fuller, but that's her bad. So, okay, I got other counties, so we got to go on again. Okay, let's see. Miss Thompson, are you doing this hearing?
Your Honor, this is Leslie Levy. I thought I was standing in for the department.
I didn't get notice of that. I'm sorry, there was just miscommunication on that part. I didn't know that Miss Levy was covering for this morning's docket.
No worries, Jessica, if you're here and want to do it, I have no knowledge of the case. I was just standing in.
Okay, that's fine. I will do it.
Okay, cause to testify, please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay. I have a weird shadow on my face this morning, but that's okay. I read in the reports that William got moved. Yay! To Texas. I know he's far away from Kerrville, but hey, it's closer than he was in Arkansas. So we got that going for us. And he's not in an out-of-state facility. He's in Fort Bend County. That's where my kids live. So I like that. So if y'all are over there and maybe we could go visit him sometime, or because I go there occasionally. I wasn't sent, Amy Harding sent me the reports. Thank you, Amy. And so I didn't have them printed out, but I was reading them online. And so I couldn't compare A to B, the same time. Somebody named A. Chaplin. I think that's another case. And it looked like the meds that CPS had written down were different than the meds that CASA had written down. So I want to make sure that everybody's on the same page about the meds. But it sounded, looked like William had some incident write-ups before he left. Kind of serious to me. So I hope that y'all have talked to him about cutting out the fighting and all that, because he's in Fort Bend County where you can get in a lot of trouble if you do dumb things. I was happy to hear that there's possibly an adoptive family, so I want to hear a little bit more about that. Hope Grandpa's keeping in touch. Miss Fuller's not here, so she can't keep us up to date on mom's child support. But that's what I have. So Miss Thompson, if you want to begin going over some of those issues and everything else, you may begin, please.
Okay. Your Honor, Miss Lawrence was supposed to appear to testify. She's the adoption specialist in this case.
In and out. I just let. I don't think I swore. Did I swear? It's early. I haven't gotten my act together yet. Let me go on and swear everybody in. Okay, everybody's going to testify. Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Thompson, you may begin.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Lawrence, what is your current employment?
I am the specialist for his current caseworker.
Okay. And where is William currently placed?
He is placed in Houston.
We don't need to go through all that stuff. I know all that. Let's just go over the stuff I covered and other important things in the report. We don't need all that basic stuff.
Okay. Ms. Lawrence, as with respect, is there a potential adoptive family for William?
Yes, ma'am.
And who is the potential prospective adoptive family?
It is a single father named Brian Hennig.
Okay. And is William scheduled to have his initial visit with Mr. Henning?
Yes, he is.
Okay, and when is that initial visit scheduled?
Saturday this weekend, the 30th.
And are there any barriers to achieving the permanency goal of unrelated adoption at this time?
There is a barrier. The barrier is that we do not have termination orders yet for Mr. Kelly, so we cannot move forward with this placement specifically because they're only licensed to do straight adopt. They're not licensed to do foster adopt. So we have to move him in with the adoption pretty much ready to go with the subsidy negotiation. And we can't do the subsidy negotiation without the termination orders.
And has Belong requested the hashtag and case file redaction?
Yes,
And has it been received by Belong?
yes.
And how is William doing in individual therapy with Teresa Harris?
He's doing well.
And are there any concerns regarding William at this time?
No, this new placement has been amazing for him. It's the longest time he's gone with no incidents in a while, so we're very proud of him.
And has William started school? Or
Yes, he has.
Okay, and what school is he enrolled in?
It's Travis High School.
Okay. And is he receiving special education accommodation at Travis High School?
He is actually in all regular classes at this time.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
Let's see, no attorneys here. Miss Lawrence, why is he in regular classes?
They have a transfer ARD that needs to be scheduled, and I think the school has 30 days to schedule that when, at the beginning of the school year.
Okay, how is he doing in those regular classes?
He's doing really well. He reports that he's making friends. He enjoys the vending machines that are nearby. He's been very talkative about the school.
I'm a little concerned about vending machines with him being pre-diabetic. Because let me look. What's his weight? I can look on the report, but
It's 148 now, and he's doing much better. His levels are back down. He's all good.
Well, 148 isn't bad.
And Judge, it was before Kara was on the case, but the new information came out. They think some of his medication was causing the pre-diabetic, not his weight and exercise levels.
Okay, good. Good. Okay, hold on. I'm writing down some of these meds. Okay, and just so everybody knows, the order's not signed because Miss Jamie and I have been sending it back and forth. I think this is the third draft I've looked at. I don't like the way they did the child support. If y'all remember, there's current child support, there's past due child support, and there's also all that money that the mom got that y'all might not remember. I don't know if y'all were on the case then. Mom got a bunch of money, I think, from the government and did not forward it to Belong or to anybody. Like $3,772. And I ordered her to pay that back. And it needs to be in 3 separate sections so the Attorney General's office doesn't screw it up when and if there's an enforcement, because I hope it is an enforcement action against her, because I bet she's not paying child support now, that even though it's $75 a month. But anyway, that's what the problem is, and we've been going back and forth on that one. Somebody in the waiting room is SCHOEK2. I don't know who that is, but that play by the rules and put their full name in, unless anybody knows who that is. So anyway, that's the deal with the order. Miss Lawrence, how did this Brian gentleman, how'd y'all find him?
Before I was on the case, he was given a Wendy's Wonderful Kids recruiter, as well as put on TARE, and the recruiter for TARE is Daniela Esparza, and I believe she found the family.
Good. Where does the gentleman live?
He lives in Dallas.
Where?
In Dallas.
In Dallas, okay. Now I looked on I think it was y'all's report, and William had had some pretty serious, to me, they were serious incident reports before he was moved. Did you discuss with him that we're not going to put up with that? That if he does that in Fort Bend County, he could go to jail, et cetera, et cetera?
I didn't discuss it with him personally. I did not do his placement, but he has been made aware that obviously he's getting older. These incidents can get more serious. He could accrue time. So I'm not sure if he's able to really comprehend that, but he hasn't had a single incident since he's been back in Texas. So it's been huge. The staff reports that he is so kind, so respectful. He's doing his chores. He's earning his allowance. He's having normal peer interactions.
Hey, how many boys are at the place he's at?
I think there's just 4 right now.
Oh, that's good. But it's an RTC?
Yes.
Well, that's okay. But is it in a home environment?
Yes.
Okay. I think I've had somebody there before. Can you explain to me why your med list is totally different than the CASA med list?
I have not seen the CASA med list, so I'm not sure.
I mean, there's not one medicine on the reports that matches.
Let me pull up my report here.
And they're all pretty serious meds.
Is it maybe because of the generic name versus the brand name?
I don't know. Well, your report says Dr. Thorpe, but I believe CASA report said he had a med review with Dr. Sargent.
Okay.
And your last med review was 8/11/25, according to the report. Let me see what CASA said. I thought they said Dr. Sargent. Maybe I made that up, but I don't think so because I don't have anybody else.
No, Judge, I'm looking at the report. Say Dr. Sargent. I'm looking at the most recent medication log that we received from August 11th. It is Dr. Sargent through his PA, Christine. Lacosamide, 100 milligrams, 1 tab, 2 times daily. Glufoncycline.
Right. I saw it. Right.
Is that everything that we have on our report?
Yeah. Y'all got it. But if y'all will compare, I don't know, generic name versus real name. I mean, I don't have a clue, but I mean, not one of those is matching.
Yeah, Abilify, Cognitin, Depakote, and Intuitive are the other names.
And those are the ones that I have on my report. I have his initial prescribing doctor is Dr. Thorpe. I don't have the doctor who did the review on the court report. It says the prescribing professional, so that's why I put Dr. Thorpe.
Okay. And Goldie, what do y'all have? Y'all have more updated information?
I'm looking at the medication log that was sent to us by the placement. The psychiatrist who did the medication review, I don't know that he is the prescribing doctor, but he does have some notes like we put in our report about the concern with one of the medications being used, that he's gonna consult his handbook to figure out. But I do believe that the medications are the same, that she listed the main name and we have the generic name listed.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, they had clonidine something on there twice. Maybe it wasn't the same thing, but okay. Y'all think can y'all verify that for me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Email everybody, including me, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. And I just want to make sure. When is his next med review, Miss Lawrence?
Since he just had one on the 11th, probably not a while, maybe next month or the month after.
When you talk to him, does he report he's happy with his meds? Does he feel zombied, or what does he say?
No, the medication is doing well with him. He does say that he does struggle with ADHD a lot. So for him to be on something that can help him focus, as many of these medications do with his stability, he reports like no side effects and he's doing really well.
Okay.
He does have an issue with sleeping in class. He's reported to CASA several times, and we were concerned prior that that was because of the medication.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, I can understand. Okay, well, we all want y'all stay on top of that. Okay, Miss Lawrence, thank you. Okay, let's see. Any more witnesses, Miss Thompson?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jenkins, I've obviously read your report. What do you think about everything?
I think that he's definitely doing better in his new placement. He seems a lot happier. There's, like Miss Lawrence said, like Goldie said, there's a lot fewer kids there. He's one of 4. He's got his own room. He has his own space. He's got more time to pursue the activities in which he's interested. He seems to interact well with the staff there. I visited him the week before he was going to start school. He was very excited about going to school. He's also excited about meeting prospective adoption, Mr. Hennig, which is going to happen this weekend. And he also has a visit scheduled with his grandfather for later in September. So he's pretty excited about that. He's growing a lot. He's a big kid. He's 5'10", 5'11" now. I think he's getting more physical activity. He has more time to devote to that, as well as being involved in activities at school. Obviously, his behavior has improved. I did discuss with him when I was there earlier this month. I tried to impress upon him the importance of good behavior in school, especially in a new environment like that. And I think he understood that. I asked about his medications while he was there. I didn't have access to see the meds that he was currently being given, but he had told me that his medication regimen had not changed since he had arrived at the placement. But he said that he was responding well to that. So as far everything that I've seen, obviously he's doing pretty good there. And of course he is much more accessible being in Fort Bend County.
Right. You liked the facility, all that?
The facility was nice. It's in a it's a home in a residential neighborhood. It's a single family home that they've divided up. Like everyone has their own bedroom. They've got, obviously the staff is on site, but it's in a entirely residential area. So.
Do you know the neighborhood it's in?
No, ma'am, I don't. I couldn't tell you the name of the neighborhood off the top of my head. It's out there, just very close to the county line with Fort Bend and Harris County on the far east side of Fort Bend County.
Is it on the north or the south side of 59?
It's on this. I believe it's on the south side.
Okay. Nice.
It's out by the A-Leaf Clothing out there.
Right. Is it nice neighborhood?
It is. It's a very nice neighborhood. It's a newer neighborhood. There's a lot of families in the neighborhood, a lot of kids out playing, a lot of folks out there. I was there on a Saturday, and so there were a lot of families out there doing family activities. So it's a very active neighborhood, but it's also very close to the main roads. So I don't know exactly his. At the time, the placement wasn't sure which school he'd be going to, so I didn't know exactly about his transportation, if he was riding the bus, they were taking him, how he was getting there. Yeah, it's a nice neighborhood.
Okay. Hold on, I just texted Ms. Fowler.
And Judge, CASA was trying to get the special contract between Belong and Mill Creek before William left, and we were told that we needed a court order to have that special contract. Stephanie is asking me to ask for that court order so that we can see what those contracts look like.
Okay. Goldie, exactly what do you want me to say? Let's see.
The special contract between Belong and Mill Creek in Arkansas. Mill Creek Behavioral, let me give you the full name here. Mill Creek of Arkansas Behavioral Health.
Okay, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Okay. CPS belong to provide special contract with Mill Creek of Arkansas Behavioral Health, and who's the other party, Goldie?
Just the two, just between belong and the placement.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
And Judge, one more thing about his new placement that I think is pretty relevant is they try to treat them like they are a family. They actually have an allowance, and that has made William really try to behave better there, and he's really happy with that. He was showing everybody his $5 bill on Tuesday when we had a meeting, and he's really proud of that, and he's proud of what he's been able to do there to earn his allowance.
I wondered how he was getting money to be using the vending machine. Those aren't cheap anymore. I did them at the hospital. Like a Coke was like $3. It's like, oh my God. So yeah, well, good. Yeah, no, I was, other than the meds being a little weird, being off, I was very, very happy to hear everything. Miss Harris, sorry, Miss Fuller didn't let me know you were filling in for her until I just texted her and asked where she was. Anything, we've already gone through Belong and Casas pretty much. Anything you'd like to add?
No, she just says that he is doing really good, and she's looking forward to his first visit with his potential adoptive parents.
Well, yeah, that's a meeting this weekend. Okay, Mr. Jenkins, we're happy. Anything else, as Casa, you would like to add?
No, Your Honor, I don't have anything at this time.
Okay. Okay, Belong, anything else y'all need?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, I'm going to say everything continue. Belong is to provide the special contract between Mill Creek of Arkansas Behavioral Health and Belong to the court. And I'm going to say the full contract, not bits and pieces, to the court, and the deadline is by 9/15/25. Our next hearing will be 10/23/25 at 9 a.m. on Zoom. Tell William I'm real proud of him. I hope the visit this weekend goes well. Fingers, toes, everything crossed. Where's is Mr. Brian coming down to Houston area, or are y'all taking him up there?
Mr. Brian is coming down.
Okay. Well, why don't you email us afterwards and let us know how it goes?
Yes, ma'am.
And I was happy to hear from Casa that Grandpa is got a visit planned with Grandpa. Miss Harris, do you happen to know if Mom's paid Miss Fuller any of her child support?
I don't know for certain, but last I spoke to her, no.
I was just asking. I wasn't thinking it had happened, but I was hoping. Y'all, so once we get the order signed, somebody need to think about getting her on some kind of radar for enforcement. Just say, I
will bring that up with Miss Fuller. I know that has been very much something that's bothered her about this case from the very beginning.
Right. And tell her that I said I think Belong was talking about there's barriers because the order's not signed. The order's not signed because I haven't liked the way the order's done, I think 3 times, because I needed child support set out in current, past due, and the past money that's owed. So over the weekend or recently or sometime, I sent it back. Jamie has it, or it's supposed to come back to my office. It'll get back for some more revisions. Because, we need to have it real specific for enforcement purposes. I don't want her to try to squirrel out of any of the financial obligations.
Okay, and you were saying you wanted to make sure that it had current, past due, and what was the other one?
Oh, and I'm working. I got it.
Oh, okay.
And there's some things that have never been, that were on the docket sheet that were circled, just other random things that were never put in the order either. But, I'm really being very, very, very particular about the child support language. Because there's 500 something in arrears, $3,772, and I think it was past due benefits or support or something she was getting for William that didn't forward. And then there's the current child support that I bet she hadn't paid since it began. It was only $75 a month. So, I mean, y'all understand how I want specificity on, the reasons I want that specificity. I mean, it's a confusing order on just a good day with all the money that's owed, but I want it set out. In case we get run over by a bus or something, somebody's there to understand what we did at the final hearing. Okay.
I'll make sure it stays on our radar.
Okay, well, I hope Miss Fuller feels better. Yeah, this was the best news I'd heard in a long time. Y'all please remind him, do be careful. Fort Bend County, I know they have, they do. My son-in-law teaches at a high school in Fort Bend County near Travis, and my kids, they all live there. So I know that they don't put up with much down there. I mean, it's a big town, but if you act like a knucklehead, you're probably going to go to juvie. So remind him of that. And I'm not going to have any pity party because I don't like misbehaving and fighting. I don't like that.
Well, Judge, there's actually good news from the current placement about that because we asked him about that on Tuesday. At his previous placement, he was getting picked on a lot and he was retaliating. So I asked him about that, and they said that when he's picked on by the one kid there that picks on him, the rest they get along with him, that he allows staff to redirect. And I actually tagged on him for that. So, I mean, we were a little shocked because the big change, but it doesn't surprise me because when he's with us, he usually behaves like that. So there's a little less fear of that.
Well, it sounds like we've maybe learned some things through some counseling. That's good. So we're happy about that. Yay. And doesn't surprise, I'm sure it doesn't surprise y'all. Sure doesn't surprise me about that at Mill Creek, one of our most unfavorite places. Another reason we wanted him out of there. So, I mean, it was just a bad, what's the word? Secluded in the right word, but no, what do you call it? No. What are they going to do? To me, it was like jail, but now he's in a real life, real world, living the real world. And it's fabulous. Good luck. Thank y'all for finding a good placement. That's really, really good. Okay. Does anybody need any other orders today? Okay. Well, we'll be back in a little bit less than 2 months to keep up with William at 9 o'clock on the 23rd of October. Okay. Thank y'all. Good reports. Y'all are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Everybody's going to testify. Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. I don't. CPS is coming and going. Okay. Ms. Browder, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay. Hades is doing good with grandma, rocking along. I don't understand why she's not eligible for any adoption funds. That's my main question. So that's what I want to do. I think y'all have answered that for me before, but I can't remember, but I want to know the answer to that question. Hello? Hello?
Do you want me to tell you what I've been told?
I'm sorry. I had my microphone off. Hades is Caucasian and under the age of 6. He has no handicapping conditions.
What have you been told, Ms. Harris?
Exactly that.
I thought it was like 2 or 3 or something.
2 or older, if they are minority, will qualify. And he is not a minority. And I did go back and check parents to see if either one of them was marked minority, and grandparents, and none of them were.
So she doesn't get money to do an adoption. She didn't get a dime.
No, ma'am. We always recommend that they contact one of the attorneys and request pro bono. Some of them will do pro bono work, which is just the filing fees.
Well, no, it's more than the filing fees. It's lawyer fees and et cetera, et cetera. So, I want to think that I've had some Caucasian kids adopted before, and I don't think I've ever heard that.
He does not have any identified handicapping conditions. And he's not joining a sibling or being adopted with a group of siblings, with another sibling.
What if she has a CPA?
That would not matter.
Would- What if she wasn't family?
That would not matter.
You know, there's a lot of things that are really just messed up about this whole system, and that's one of them. Okay, Miss Early, what do you need today?
Judge, I think I don't think we need anything. I think we're just trying to, get this moved along. And I know I've seen the emails between Vicky and Jennifer, and I, at some point, if I need to weigh in or help with anything, Miss Harris, I mean, you let me know, but it looks like, while we may not like the responses we're getting, and the way it works, which I can't disagree. I see that Vicky's responding to you and the department is, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Judge, I do need something because I am willing to help Miss Chaplin out with the adoption. I have got all of the paperwork ready for her for fill in the blanks and all that kind of stuff, but I need documents from the department. I need birth certificate. I need the HESIG or the waiver. I need the home study. I started asking on the 18th that I guess the adoption worker has been, I thought she was supposed to be back on the 26th, but my email yesterday, I got another one saying she won't be back till the 2nd. I don't know who's filling in for her while she's gone, but I don't think the family should have to wait. We need to get this done.
Who is there?
Miss Hand is the adoption
I don't
worker.
really care. She has a supervisor. Miss
Yeah,
Browder.
so I did respond last night that I would send over the termination order, and I will send the birth certificate, the home study, the background checks. Those all come from the CPA. Those do not come from us. I'm not
have
sure.
a copy. You don't have a copy of the original home study? I've got the adoptive home study. I need the original home study.
Are you talking about the kinship home assessment?
Yes.
Okay, I can send you that.
Okay.
And Miss Harris.
And at this point, I do not believe that subsidy has not been submitted yet. So we still have to go through the steps to submit for subsidy, because in the future, if anything comes up and a fair hearing is needed, all of that documentation has to be sent over. And I do know that that has not been submitted yet.
And I guess, Judge, that's what's frustrating, because this termination was in January. I don't think this was even transferred to adoptions until July. Miss Chaplin cannot move on with making plans for her future, because a lot of the stuff she needs to apply for, it needs to involve, her being able to show that she's the adoptive parent of a 2-year-old. So I know I sound upset. I'm not upset with Miss Browder. I'm upset with the overall system. We've got to get this moving.
Miss Harris, who was Miss Chaplin's CPA?
If you will let me know, I will. Give me 1 second and I will tell you.
And Miss Harris, I don't know the answer to this question.
Angel Hart.
Angel Hart.
And we need that subsidy request submitted, because I think that she may, while I'm upset that he doesn't qualify, now, I understand, we're not going to change the system with one case, but based on the mental health history of the parents, I imagine that may be something that needs to be addressed in the future, and Ms. Chaplin might have to go back to reapply for those subsidies and
right.
likely get them.
Yes,
Right.
and that's exactly why we go ahead and we submit it, just in case in the future something comes up.
Miss Harris, I don't know, because I don't file adoptions, but do y'all, when adoptions are filed, do y'all have to pay filing fees?
We do, but what I will do is I will try to help them file a waiver or affidavit of inability to pay costs.
Okay, I was going to say, if you need a court order for that, just to cover everybody, I'm happy to approve that.
Okay.
I'll just put it on the docket sheet. Because this is ridiculous. Miss, do you need anything else?
No, but we will be reaching out to you about an in-person adoption day.
Okay.
Got a whole lot of family from all over that wants to come and support them for this.
Okay. I don't know what the status of the courthouse construction is and across the street, but we'll, I don't know if anybody's real tied into Blanco County. We can do it in another county, but we'll talk about that and we'll check.
And Judge, we're still out of the courthouse for another year. But the courtroom, we can work around district court and use the district courtroom. So if you need some assistance with that, just send me an email.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll want to come to the adoption too. So
Of course.
Yeah. So you be,
Yes.
yeah, Miss Harris, when you, this include Miss Early when, you know, we're sending emails about discussing dates and stuff. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, good. Yeah. Okay. CASA, Miss Gilson, I'm sure you agree with everything we said.
Oh, yes, I agree with everything. The only thing I want to mention is I believe Ms. Chaplin was concerned about continued daycare, whether the department is still continuing to pay for that or where we were with that. And I don't know that answer.
Miss Browder.
I did communicate with Miss Chaplin this morning. The caseworker should have applied for daycare. She has not at this point. Miss Chaplin did say that she had submitted all of the documents. She had mailed them to her. We are not in the same office, so I have to email the other office and see if there's someone there that can check and send everything to me so that we can get it submitted.
This is ridiculous.
So in that case, Your Honor, if I'm assuming they're sending off to be able to get the state or the federal funds to be able to pay for the daycare. If there's any delay or it's not approved, I would be asked that the department be ordered to pay directly for it.
I got it. I mean, you know, we've had this child in care for a long time. I don't know why delay, you know, right hand, left hand. Sounds like that people don't know what's going on. I don't know what this hand, if it's Miss Hand or, you know, the late pass off. I don't know what it is. Miss Gilson, anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to put CPS is to provide all needed adoption records to Miss Harris by 9. CPS and Angel Heart are to provide all needed adoption records to Miss Harris by 9/15/25. The subsidy request to be submitted by 9/15/25 also. Next hearing is 10/23/25 at 9:30. Inability to pay filing fees for adoption is approved by the court. No filing fees are required. Filing fees are waived. CPS is to provide child care by 9/4/25. CPS is to pay all fees for child care if any are incurred by placement, paid within 30 days of submission, including reimbursement to placement. So, Ms. Chaplin, keep record of all that. Let Ms. Harris know. Let Ms. Gilson know if you're not paid. I mean, I don't think they'll pay you back within 30 days, maybe 40, but I mean, I'm at least going to put something in the order because this is, it's crazy. Okay. Okay. Well, anybody need anything else? Glad our little man's doing well. And we look forward to getting this over with. And Ms. Harris, once you get all the paperwork, we can definitely find you a date. I'm just going to say adoption day is in November. That might be a better plan. It's November 8th. I don't know if we can get all this done by then, but that would be super fun for him and for the family. It's a Saturday in Burnett, superhero theme. They get a lot of cool presents and gifts and stuff when you do it on adoption day. Just saying, put it in your inbox. And Miss Harris, if you can't come, we can do you via Zoom.
You know, I would make it happen.
Okay.
Any chance I get to spend with him, yeah, I will make it happen. He is a blast to be around, Judge.
Good, good, good. Well, anyway, that's a possibility too. I mean, people are gonna have to get on it quick, but I know we have adoption day kind of looming over our head. The wheels start a rolling. So, okay. Well, thank y'all. Glad he's doing well. Y'all are excused. Thank you. Everybody's going to testify. Please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay. Well, little man is on a monitor return to the parents. I think they've moved to their own place, according to, I think, one of the reports. I ordered some tests. I don't know if the results are back yet. CPS wants to close the case. Don't think CASA wants to. Don't think that's going to happen yet. But anyway, parents are doing well. Everybody's doing well. So, Miss Early, you may begin.
Judge, the only, I guess, development since court report was filed is that we have not completed the nail test, not hair test, but the nail test yet. By the time the department received the e-filed order and attempted to schedule, I believe Mr. Island has difficulty taking off during the week. And so I think the department is trying to get that scheduled for Saturday. But it will take at least a week to get those nail test results back. Okay. That's usually our experience. So once we receive those results, we will circulate the results. And I know the department is interested in closing the case as long as those results are negative.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'll be willing to do that. I'm gonna have to think about it. Okay. I'd like Miss Early, I'd like to hear from the parenting coaches and hear how things are going.
Okay.
Hello. I'm the parent coach for the Elands, and I went, I guess, about 2 weeks ago, and I only go about every 3 weeks. And every time that I've gone, I haven't had any concerns. They are either, but last time they were both together. They moved into their little place. It's, it's very modest. They've got some, most of the furniture. They were going to move the, get a table and the crib that was over there to put into the new place. They both are still working. Justin has his new job, and it's on the facility, the ranch that they're renting the home from. They both still seem, as in my opinion and my observations, they work well as a team. I know Lena was in the process of trying to get a different job through an allergist. And I haven't heard the latest of what that, if she got that job, it seemed to be a better job. I think a little more paying money, and she was still going to work at the restaurant on Fridays. But as far as my observation, they seem to be doing well. We talked about, if there's anything that's causing them stress or any reasons of concern, and they said no, they're busy, but things are going well. Jason was very, very happy, very mobile, moving around. Weston was there. He's a very happy kid, very respectful, engaged in conversation. They all, have a positive interactions together. So as far as what I'm observing, there's no concerns. We did talk about that. I suggested to Johanna to do a relapse prevention plan, because they did those in their SOPs, but not together as a couple. I think that's always a good plan. We, hope that doesn't ever have to be used, but I think it's important to do that in the event that something comes up. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? How are you going to protect yourself and your children?
Hold on just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Go on.
It's okay. That's okay. So those were things that I was recommending and encouraging Johanna to meet with them, and I think she was supposed to send something preventative and just kind of moving forward when, if this case is closed and all things are still well, then those are the things that we were still talking about.
Okay. Sounds like y'all are happy with the way things are going and just kind of need some time to watch progression and the test and all that. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else have any questions of Miss Mary? No. Okay. Miss Early, any more witnesses?
No, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me, Miss Wright, any witnesses?
No, Judge, I just had some questions about the drug testing because my understanding is CPS was having trouble finding a facility that they contract with because they're in that weird region over there.
Yeah.
So
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did speak to Region 8 and they gave me a list of 2 drug facilities that are within 50 miles or even closer right there in Kerrville. And so we're just working to confirm which one would take them on Saturday.
Okay.
So I did know that was a concern, and I had reached out to the regional person for Region 8 for substance use, and they do have a list of facilities near them.
They're ready to test, Judge. It just hasn't been set up for them. So.
Right. Okay. Okay. Mr. Phelps, anything?
Excuse me. I apologize. Mr. Elan has obviously been doing well, according to all the reports. The drug testing issue, he said they had to go down to the medical center or medical drive down in San Antonio, which getting there from Kerrville was taking pretty much blows half a day at minimum. So, which explains why it's difficult to get it accomplished. But I think they've done extremely well, and I'd like to see this terminated as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, sounds like that the drug testing isn't like carved in stone yet, so we don't really know. Like where we're going to do it at.
That was one of the last tests that was done. I think he said they had to do one earlier this year. And I'd like to note that Mr. Elan has also felt he learned a great deal out of the drug counseling. It's got a bunch of initials I don't remember at the moment, but he's even volunteered to go back in and is also trying to work with helping other people that have had the same problem he had.
Yeah. I bet they take him up on that one.
I think they have.
Okay, good. That's like a mentor or something like that. Yeah, that's yay. Okay, Miss White.
Good morning, Your Honor. I just echo pretty much everything that Mary has said. I went to the house just a couple of weeks ago, and very close to the flooding, but not in that flood zone. But the only thing that I was concerned with was that they had not yet moved the crib over. So we may need to confirm that the baby's crib has been moved over to the house. And but just like Mary said, the baby is sweet. He's running around, he looks right, developed correctly for age. He's progressing correctly. He loves his big brother, Weston, he just dotes on him and plays with him. And they have, a barrier up at the door so the baby can't get in Weston's room and get into his things. And It's a small house. It's old, but it's clean and it's safe. It looks like they have found a really good place to live, and a horse right outside the window that they can look at and pet and whatever. And I didn't see Justin on my last visit, so this big old beard that's new. Longer than I remember seeing, and but I don't have any concerns at this point other than the baby making sure that he has his own bed.
Where, what town, or I know it's out in the country, but what town is the where they're living close to, Ms. White?
Kerrville. They're in
Okay.
Kerrville, yeah, right
Okay.
off of the Bandera Highway.
Okay. I bet you're glad to have an easy case.
Yes, I am. This one is smiles.
Yes. Ms. White seems to sometimes get some complicated cases. She has another complicated case that Ms. Wright knows about, and it's always something new. I guess we'll see you in a couple of weeks on that one. Okay. Ms. Harris?
Your Honor, they're doing great. This is night and day from where they were. I think I'm also fine with it being closed when the drug test comes back or the nail test comes back. But I understand if the court wants to keep it open a little bit longer, just to show that longevity of supportive, clean lifestyle. But with that said, of where they're living, anything were to happen in the future, this may not come across your desk, but it would come across mine. And I think they know that they will not be given as much grace on that one. So this is it. I think this is make it or break it for them. And so far, they're showing that they're going to make it.
Well, if it comes across your desk again, I bet we know the judge. I bet he might let me have the case.
Yeah.
So he might be nicer than me or meaner than me. I don't know. You have more experience in that world than I do. So, okay. Well,
I will tell you, Judge, that they can vocalize the changes that they have made in their lives. They can explain what they're doing differently, how things are going to be different. And we don't often get that. So,
yeah.
Instead of just assuming that they're smooth talkers, I'm gonna assume that this means that they've really done what they're supposed to.
And
Well,
Judge, I would just echo that they've been like the model parents because we got a rough start. But I mean, this has been an easy case because I haven't had to do much. There's been little issues here or there, but they've done really well. They've just complete, change in their lifestyle. So I'm really proud of them.
Well, and y'all ought to be glad that everybody's singing praises, and y'all better not make everybody have an egg on their face or they're going to get really mad at y'all.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's good. And believe it or not, we don't hear what Miss Harris and Miss Wright and Miss White and the parenting coach, Miss Mary, we really don't hear that very often. And I'm not just blowing smoke. Honest, you could watch Zoom or come to courting time and you don't hear that. I don't remember hearing that recently, and I have a lot of cases. So, and a lot of area I cover. So that's good news. Okay, well, y'all are working, Ms. Foster's working on the drug test, trying to get all that set up. So that's kind of what we need to do. I'm going to say the monitor return continue. I'm going to cancel the 12/4 trial date, and I'm going to move the trial to our next permanency hearing date. It's 10/23/25. And maybe we can get out before then. I don't know. Maybe we need a hearing. I don't know. We'll just see what happens when we get the drug test back. We'll just play that one by ear. I have till September 1st to tell y'all you still have your service plan or your parental rights can be subject to termination. And I say September 1st because the legislature changed a whole bunch of things that go into effect September 1st. So that doesn't have anything to do with y'all. It's just legislative. Don't get me started on that rant. But anyway, I got 3 more days to say that. I don't know what I'm going to do, y'all. I've been saying that every hearing for 12 years and, but I also sometimes forget to swear people in. So maybe it'll just go over my head. But anyway, old dog, new trick. So anyway, y'all keep up the good work. Sounds like y'all got a great place out in the country, and that's wonderful for children. I'm glad y'all are safe from the flood. And I'm mentoring. Yay. That's wonderful. I know that, like Ms. Harris said, y'all are in Region 8, and it's not in a CPS area. It's in a privatization area. And don't get me or anybody else on the screen started on that either. But I know they can use all the help that they can get over in that neck of the woods. So keep up the good work. And I may or may not see y'all on 10/23.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I was in Kirk 2 weekends ago, and I drove by Mama Cita's, and I drove by the boot barn, and I thought about y'all. But
well, I'm here now, so
I said, "Oh, I know somebody that works there." Oh, and we usually go eat at Mama Cita's, but our timing for eating lunch was off. Sometimes we go to Fredericksburg, but anyway, our timing for eating was off. But anyway, I'll think about y'all when I go by those places. I went to camp. I was a camper, so I still go to a lot of camp stuff over that. We don't want to be talking about camps, but I was a camper my whole life, so I go over there a lot. So y'all be good, and good luck with those kiddos. And if I don't see you, good luck. If I see you, good luck too. Okay. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody's in recess to another county hearing. Oh, it's a Blanco County case, but it's not a Blanco County child, and that is an adoption at 10:30. So we'll be on hold till then. Thank y'all.
And I'm done. May I be excused, Judge?
Yeah, Ms. Harris, thank you.
Thank you.
County. So I'm happy to be here, happy to do so. So Ms. Hyde, you may begin, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would ask if you would take judicial notice of the Blanco County cause.
I will take judicial notice of the Blanco County cause number I previously said and all the filings.
Thank you. And I know that you did receive the last filing this morning, which was the affidavit.
I have been in court, so I haven't looked at my emails late since I've been here, but I'll look.
Yeah, the clerk's office emailed it to you and me and Eddie. It is the affidavit that Ms. Simpson's husband has signed, just so that the judge will know what it is. It's the affidavit he signed consenting to her adoption, since he is not adopting. Thank you. I will call Ms. Crusley as my first witness, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning. Your name, please.
Good morning, Kristen Crusley.
And Ms. Crusley, are you an adoption specialist out of Travis County for Child Protective Services?
I am.
And you're the lucky specialist that got to work with Ms. Simpson for this adoption, correct?
That's correct.
Now, you have given me a lot of the documents that are required along with Angel Heart for this adoption. One of the documents that you gave me was the affidavit consenting to the adoption on behalf of the department. Have you done final adoptive placement as well with Ms. Simpson?
Yes, we have.
And so that means all the paperwork required between the department and Ms. Simpson for this adoption have been signed, sealed, and delivered?
Yes, it's been signed, sealed, and delivered.
And so can you tell Judge why it is your recommendation, and it is the department's position, of course, that the court find that this adoption is in the best interest of Aaliyah, why you believe that to be so, and why you're recommending this today?
Yes, I have been working with Miss Simpson for a short time, but she has done an amazing job caring for Aaliyah throughout the...
Hold on just a second, y'all. There's somebody else in the waiting room. Angel Heart, is that Miss Simpson CPA?
Yeah, it's probably Ms. Yao.
It is Miss Yao. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, but I just didn't want somebody. And Eddie keeps having a hard time getting on, Miss Hyde.
Oh, okay.
He's fell off, and now he's trying to join again. Anyway, just want to let you know that.
Thank you.
Okay, go on.
Anyway, she's done an amazing job caring for Aaliyah throughout the life of this case. And as you can see, she's very bonded with Miss Simpson. And we have no doubt that Miss Simpson will continue to care for her and provide her with all the love for the rest of her life.
So it sounds like the department is in strong support of this adoption.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And Judge, I pass this witness.
Okay. Miss Tanya, I don't know your last name, but I believe you're the attorney at line, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. It's Miss Ochoa.
Ochoa.
Yes. No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Houghton, next witness, please.
Yes, I'd like to go to CASA next, please.
Okay.
Who's smiling big, I see there on my screen.
Absolutely.
Your name, please.
Ellen Watkins.
And Ms. Watkins, you of course are with CASA, correct?
Correct.
And CASA was appointed.
Ms. Hyde, you let your people, oh, he changed his screen. Good. Mr. Eddie changed his screen. Give him a hard time.
Oh, I bet I know what was on his screen, Judge.
We had the big football game and somebody put something that wasn't a Longhorn behind their screen. I might have to just remove you from the courtroom.
Judge, he's very bad about that.
And hey, it could have been an A&M one, but that's okay. Y'all, we always talk smack and football in my court. So. Okay, y'all, two more people. Football gets talked about before we talk about who else is in the waiting. PETA, y'all know PETA? And Katie West.
Yes, that's
Katie
the CASA
West.
supervisor.
Yeah, CASA supervisor, yes.
Okay. PETA, P-I-T-A. I might not be saying that right, but.
Ms. Simpson, do you know that person?
Yes, that's yes, she's grandma. She's the other grandma.
Oh,
thank you.
That's important. Okay.
Yeah, well, glad she's going to be with us.
Okay. Sorry, Ms. Hyde.
That's okay.
Where you were.
I'll continue with Ms. Watkins. Ms. Watkins, you were appointed on the prior case through Child Protective Services in Travis County, correct?
That's correct.
And CASA, in that appointment as a guardian ad litem, means you and Ms. West and really everyone at CASA have been looking out for Aaliyah's best interest for quite a while now.
We have, and she's done amazing since we first. The foster parents did an amazing job. They're here as well, and Miss Simpson has just been remarkable and making sure that Aaliyah is well taken care of and has reached all her milestones that she was struggling with the beginning of the case, and she's reached almost all of them. So it's been wonderful.
So it sounds like you're very pleased about this placement and this adoption.
100%, yes.
And so you definitely know that, not just believe, but you know that it is in Aaliyah's best interest for a judge to grant the adoption today?
It is definitely in Aaliyah's best interest for the adoption.
And ma'am, is there anything else that you would like Judge to note today, since she didn't have the pleasure of getting to know all of you and Aaliyah and Miss Simpson in the prior case? Anything else you'd like her to know?
Well, just that Miss Simpson has just been working so hard this entire case to ensure that Aaliyah's had all the services that she needs, and Aaliyah has thrived in her care. And so I couldn't be more excited to be here today to witness the adoption.
Thank you very much. And Your Honor, no further questions. I pass this witness.
Ms. Ochoa, any questions, Ms. Watkins?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Hyde, next witness.
That would be I'll go to Ms. Yao. I don't see her. If she's there and able to turn her video on, I'll go to her. Hello, good morning. Your name, please. Oops, I think you're muted, Yvonne.
Sorry, Yvonne Yao.
And ma'am, you had the good fortune at Angel Heart, the agency that you work with, to license Miss Simpson's home, correct?
Correct, yes, we did. Mm-hmm.
And of course, you've given me a lot of the documents the judges reviewed and noted, including the final court report that ever has to be written for Aaliyah. That, of course, recommended the adoption. Can you speak about that, please, and your recommendation today?
Hold on, before you answer that. Sephora.
That's a former CASA supervisor.
Okay. Sorry. Keep going. Sorry.
Okay. No.
Go ahead, Ms. Yao.
Sure. So I haven't known the family as long as CASA, but I can echo the same sentiment that the family's doing wonderful. It was a joy to meet Ms. Simpson. Like she said, Aaliyah made so much progress so quickly in her care, and it's clear that she's loved, adored, and well cared for. So absolutely recommend the adoption.
Thank you very much. Your Honor, I pass this witness.
Ms. Ochoa, any questions?
No questions.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to go to our star witness today, which will be Mom, Ms. Simpson, please.
Thank you.
There we go. Good morning, Ms. Simpson. It's so good to see you here this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Sorry about the back noise. I just playing with the toys.
Hey, that is not a problem. I will tell you, I know, Judge, even if we were physically in the courtroom and was running around, it would be okay. So don't worry about that. Of course, you're Victoria Simpson, the petitioner in this cause, asking Judge to grant this adoption today, correct?
Yes.
And as I'd mentioned at the very beginning of this hearing with the affidavit that was filed this morning, you are married, but only you are adopting, but your husband does consent to this, correct?
Correct.
And he has also signed the order that we sent over to the judge today as well, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Now, I'd like it, as I said to some of the other witnesses, that judge didn't have the pleasure of getting to know you or Aaliyah because of your case being in another county. Though she's got a lot of information and reports we filed. I would love it if you could tell her, just describe Aaliyah, tell her a little bit about Aaliyah, what she's like, it sounds like she's a very busy one there. So what she's up to these days. I know she just had a birthday, correct?
Yes, in February.
So can you please speak about this for the judge?
Yes. Aaliyah, when she first came to me, she was about a year, a little under a year and a half. So she wasn't walking much, or she wasn't walking, and so we set goals for her because we couldn't have physical therapy over here, but we did wind up doing a lot of playing. I encouraged her to walk, so she wound up walking and picked it up like I would say within a couple of months. So now I can't get her to stay still. So she's doing wonderful. She's counting up to 20. She knows all her ABCs. She's counting in Spanish up to 10. So the daycare has helped out a lot when it comes to her. She went through ECI too. They helped out a lot too with the speech also. So there's a big round of people that I have to thank a lot for this community that we have in helping me get Aaliyah.
You sound like so proud of her, and that
I'm
you're the
so
love
proud
in
of
your
her.
voice for her. You love her so much, correct?
Correct. I adore her so much.
I love that word, adore. I know that's accurate. And you understand when Judge Grant says adoption today, she becomes your child legally for all purposes and for all times, forever and forever.
Yes, I do have an older granddaughter who's 12, so I do know what forever and ever and ever means.
And are you promising, Judge, if she grants this adoption, she can know that Aaliyah's right where she needs to be?
Yes, I can guarantee she's right where she needs to be.
Now, you're not asking for her name to change today, correct?
No, I'm not asking for her name to change. I still believe in, she's going to be asking eventually as she gets older, about her background, and I'm willing to share that with her. And she's also in communication with the maternal grandmother. So she still communicates with family on both sides.
And you said some kind words a few minutes ago to some of the village that's been there for you. Is there anything else you'd like to say to anyone that's here today for your adoption?
I just want to thank them all. They've all been so patient, so loving, so helpful in every way, especially with Aaliyah, because even when Aaliyah would be, for visits or whatever, when they were with mom, they took very good care of her, and Aaliyah always came back happy. So I'm eternally grateful to everybody here.
Well, I know everyone is appreciating your kind words and your thanks to them, but I also know everyone here is thanking you. You've done the important work, the hard work, and we'll continue to do that. So with that said, we're all thanking you as well. But
And
you're ready? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Foster parents to Inaki and Caitlin and Grandma Peta, they've been wonderful. So I'm very, very grateful for them. They're going to be in Aaliyah's life also forever. So I'm looking forward to sharing that history with them.
That's beautiful. And I know that'll mean a lot to both you and Aaliyah, but I know it means a lot to them too. And I think the judge is going to give them all a chance probably to say something in a few minutes, but I know they appreciate what you're saying. But you're ready to make it official, correct?
I'm ready to make it official. Yes, ma'am.
And I know this is a big month. You just had her birthday, but now we're going to do her adoption, which is kind of like another birthday, right?
We're going to be celebrating.
So, well, thank you very much. And Judge, I pass this witness.
Thank you, Ms. Hyde. Ms. Ochoa, any questions of Ms. Simpson?
Yes. Good morning, Ms. Simpson. So you testified a little bit about Aaliyah's progress. Can you tell us a little bit about her personality?
Oh, her personality. She has really good manners. I'm always getting compliments everywhere she goes, so she's got really good manners. Now that she's hit the terrible twos, I thought I was scot-free, but the terrible 2.5s are coming around the corner. But she is such a sweet kid. She's always very respectful, very loving to other kids. There's not a mean bone in her body. So this little girl is just loving all the way around.
I love to hear that. And can you describe for me a little bit about your bond with her bond with you?
Yes, in the beginning it was a little hard to bond with her because of the communication. When ECI stepped in, I don't know what they did. I think they poured some magic powder on her. But her feelings and stuff started coming out. So now she's always looking for me, always, even sleeping when it's time to take her naps, go to bed at night. She's really good at it. And that the foster parents did a lot because they had her on a set schedule. So when I got her, it was like easy breezy. She's just really good at everything. I'm kind of scared, but she's really good at everything.
Call you when she refers to you? What does she call you?
She calls me mommy daddy. She hasn't made a decision yet, but it's it's always been mommy daddy. But it's whatever she wants to call me, I'm okay with. But for right now, it's mommy daddy.
Okay. All right. No further questions.
All right. Thank you.
That's pretty cute. Okay. Thank you, Miss Simpson. Oh, that's a new one. I had never heard that before, but I like it. Sometimes mommies are daddies and daddies are mommies. And, nowadays everybody just does everything. So that's good. So thank you. Okay, Ms. Hyde, next witness.
Your Honor, I have no further witnesses. I would rest, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Simpson has a whole lot of people here today.
Well, ma'am, I'm sorry, Judge. I think Ms. Ochoa may like to make a statement too.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but I'm going to hold her for last.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we got hers in.
No, I've forgotten her. And Casa just wants to do something else in the narrative. I'm okay with that too. But our folks that are here in support of Ms. Simpson and Aaliyah today, everybo's here and, speak now, forever hold your, whatever the saying goes. We're happy to hear from y'all. And I know that Ms. Simpson would appreciate anything good that y'all have to say too, or bad. Sometimes I like to hear bad. No, I'm just teasing. But anything anybody would like to add?
Y'all don't need to be shy. I promise. When Judge says you all can say anything you want, she means it. So,
right.
I mean, I know the Lopez's, I believe, are the former foster parents, and we've got grandma and friends here. So please, anybody that wants to speak up.
Can I say that she's been amazing with her? Sorry. I'm just really happy.
Miss Jessica, are you friend, family? How do you know Miss Simpson?
But I've seen how much work she's put in and how much she loves her, and it just makes me really happy that she has this chance to take her in, because I know how much she loves her. We all do.
Thank you. You must be family. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm her niece. I'm Victoria's niece. She took care of me when I was young too.
Wow. She's been a caregiver. She has you, her granddaughter, and now Leah. Yeah, she's just like the Energizer Bunny, keeps on going, taking care of kiddos. That's great. Thank you, ma'am. Anybody else?
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm her sister.
Hi, Miss Sylvia.
Hi, good to see you all. Y'all look so sweet. And Sherry, I'm thankful for your time with helping Vicky. She's really, the way you see her smiling and takes everything with grace, that's Vicky. And I thank you all for helping her out. And can't wait to hug Aaliyah.
Thank you. Are you Miss Jessica's mom?
I'm her sister.
Oh, okay.
One of her older sisters, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Good.
You're welcome.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Everybody's always glad when we do the adoptions, because then it gets CPS and CASA and everybody out of their lives too. So you can just get to live like normal people, So thank you, Miss Sylvia. Anybody else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
We just want to say congratulations, Miss Victoria, on the start of Forever with Aaliyah. You've been such an amazing caregiver to her. We had the privilege of having her in our home for a little while, but you're right, you're not getting rid of us. We love you guys. We talk about you guys all of the time. We constantly share photos of Aaliyah. Just know that we are just always obsessed with that sweet little baby, and the love and the care that you have given her just means the world. And so we're grateful that you let us be a part of her life. And we're just really proud and excited for this beginning for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we love Aaliyah. Therefore, we love you and your whole family and everyone that comes with that. We're in your corner for forever. Yeah, we're here for you always.
Thank you, Lopez's. I want to thank y'all for serving as Aaliyah's foster parents. Are y'all regular foster parents?
We do have a new placement of 2 little brothers that Aaliyah's actually gotten to meet and add into our crew.
Well, thank y'all for stepping up and helping all of us by being good foster parents. It says a lot on how well y'all did with Aaliyah based on what Miss Simpson and everybody else is saying. How old was Aaliyah when she came to live with y'all?
She was 5 months old.
Yeah. So very formative time. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge.
Appreciate y'all and still keeping the family and everybody together. That's really good for everybody. And I know that Miss Simpson can call on y'all if need be. Y'all sound like you have a lot of good experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay.
I'm a kinship worker on the case. I've been working with Miss Simpson for over a year. I just want to thank her for her patience with the department. We all know it's not always easy to deal with all of us. So she's been a trooper. I've loved my time working with her. She's always been very open. It's good to sit down with her and just discuss, her teenage granddaughter that she's caring for, and her toddler granddaughter. She has one on, each side. And so just hearing her vent, giving advice to one another, just seeing how positive she's been throughout this whole time. She has also talked about her support system. So that's something that's been really great for her throughout the time working with us, helping with the girls. But I wish her the best. She's been an awesome caregiver, and I have no doubt that Aaliyah is going to be well taken care of from here on out. I'm very excited for this family.
Thank you, Miss Garcia. That was very sweet. Thank you. Okay, I'm about to go to Miss Ochoa. Anybody else have anything they'd like to add? No? Okay, well, thank y'all, everybody, for your kind words. And Miss Ochoa or Casa, anything else y'all would like to add? Because I can't talk this morning. I have a couple of Casa folks here. Okay, y'all are good? Okay, thank you. Okay, Miss Ochoa, you're the Grand Slam hitter or whatever you call that. I know what it means, but I don't know the right words. But okay, tell me
Your Honor, no pressure.
Okay, thank you.
So I would just want to echo what everybody says. I think Aaliyah is very, very lucky. She went into a foster home that is an exceptional foster home. The Lopez's, I cannot sing their praises enough. I've tried to give them other kids because I think they're so amazing. They are fosters who get it. And we all know doing this work that not every foster gets it. Some fosters are in it and they want to keep the child for themselves. They have always been supportive of families since day one. And when Miss Simpson stepped in, even though they were incredibly attached to Aaliyah and vice versa, they understood their role and they were incredibly supportive of Miss Simpson. And I think they will continue to be a part of her village. So Aaliyah gets to win from every aspect. And Miss Simpson has been nothing short of amazing. She stepped in. Her life was in a period of transition, but she still understood that her priority was this child. And she made the hard calls that it made to sacrifice other situations so that she could be committed to this child. And that level of commitment did not go unnoticed. And when Aaliyah was first in her home, she would talk to Aaliyah all the time. Aaliyah wouldn't speak back to her, but she understood what Grandma was saying. And so she would go get a book if she needed to get a book. She just couldn't communicate back. But I think with all the services, all the support, Aaliyah started to get better and better. And I have visited her both at home and I have visited her daycare. Her daycare is amazing. It's a small daycare. And she is the baby. Well, she's no longer the baby. Recently, there's another younger baby, and she's a little bit jealous of that baby. But she was the baby of the group, and it's a group of about, I want to say 12 kids maybe, and they're all super loving with her. They're all, you know, Aaliyah, play with me and do this, and they protect her. And they're little themselves, but they protect her. And when I called Miss Simpson, I said, it's amazing to see kids like they're all just in it together and taking care of each other. And Miss Simpson said, I think there's something in the water here in Blanco because that's the way the kids are. And I said, well, I need to move to Blanco. But they are just they all really look out for her. And she just has a support system wherever she goes. And I believe that Miss Simpson is going to give her a beautiful life. And I could not be happier for her or for Aaliyah.
Okay, thank you. Miss Ocho, have you been on the case the whole time?
I haven't. I took over this case from attorney Melissa Leal. She was the original attorney ad litem. But I was able to, when I got on the case, the Lopez's still had her. And I remember at that time, like her limbs were sort of like turned in. And so when they would try to have her sit up straight, like her limbs would just kind of, I don't know, she was kind of like, not hunched over, but she was kind of like, she'd be like in a little ball. And so her body was situated a certain way, but they really did a lot of work with her. And she was very happy with them. And she's very happy with Miss Simpson. And so that's why I think she has the best of all worlds. We don't usually end up with adoptions where we have such a close relationship between the former fosters and the relative person who's adopting them. And so I think it's a testament to everybody on this case that this is what we've ended up with. And I think it's a wonderful thing because Aaliyah just benefits from it all.
Absolutely. And Miss Simpson too. I mean, everybody really. Yeah, that's fabulous. Lopez's, are y'all in Austin? Yes. Okay. Yes. So y'all are close. Okay, good. I figured, but you know, needed to ask. Okay, well, Miss Ochoa, we're glad you took the case over. Glad that you've been visiting Aaliyah and keeping up with the family and everything. And that's cool about the daycare. It is living out here in the country, things are a little bit different. And yeah, I get it. I'm a Llano County person, but it's probably, it's the same like as in Blanco. So I get it. Okay. Well, thank y'all. Where I'm about to do all the dumb legal stuff. So does anybody have anything else they'd like to add? No? Okay. Well, I'm going to find that I do have jurisdiction over this case because Miss Simpson and Aaliyah live in Blanco County. And for those of y'all that don't know, Blanco is one of my 7 counties that I cover. So, being out in Bubbayville, we don't just stay in one place. We're one of my county attorneys calls me the gypsy judge. So I think that's kind of funny. So, but anyway, Blanco, I had Blanco County this morning and a Gillespie County case. So now I'm thrilled to be able to end my Zoom court day with fun adoption stuff. We're always happy to do that. So I do have jurisdiction over this case. I'm going to find that the 459th Judicial District Court in Travis County is the underlying case for Aaliyah. Where y'all heard all the cases. Was it with Judge Martinez Jones, or who was the judge with y'all on that case? Well, anyway,
I think it was Judge Martinez Jones.
Okay, good. It was. She's a friend of mine, so tell her I got to do her adoption ha ha ha. So anyway, yeah, and add the ha 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 to it. So I still appreciate that. I'm going to find that Aaliyah is a United States citizen and a Texas resident, which I see a little bitty tiny baby too, which makes this way easier for everybody. I'm going to find that she did have a birthday on February 23. I'm a February person too, and so we are both Pisces together. So we gotta like that. I'm going to find that she has lived with Miss Simpson for way more than the 6 months it's required for adoption. That currently the department is Aaliyah's permanent managing conservator, but they have verbally and in writing given consent to her adoption today. We'll find that Miss Simpson, all of y'all have probably been asked questions in home studies, or Miss Ochoa or Casa coming out and talking to y'all. And y'all have all probably, I'm sure before today and today, said lovely things about Miss Simpson, her home and everything else. And because of that, and just because of how wonderful Miss Simpson is, she's passed all the home studies with flying colors. So that's good. I'm going to find that Aaliyah's parents' biological rights no, that's backwards. Aaliyah's biological parents' parental rights have previously been terminated by the 459th Judicial District Court, which makes Aaliyah eligible for adoption. Let's see. I'm going to find that CASA and the department and Miss Ochoa, it sounds like y'all, just from what I can tell today, sounds like y'all have done a great job representing Aaliyah and her interests. And be sure and tell Judge Martinez Jones that I said that, and that she has good folks working in her court, and that y'all are going to be released from further representation, and make sure that y'all get the underlying case in Travis County closed.
And Judge, just so you know, I will be emailing Judge Martinez Jones. I have drafted the dismissal order, and we'll email that to her after we get after I get the file stamp copy back from the clerk's office.
Add some any boo-boos to it for me, that you can say, or whatever, to give her a hard time for me. So,
I'm happy to.
we just presented together at a seminar. We had a good time. Okay, I'm going to find that Miss Simpson requests that Aaliyah's name remain Aaliyah Sonia. I'm sure you're going to be working on that little girl, learning how to spell and write out all her names. So it's very pretty. I like it. It's let's see, ASBP. I was seeing what her initials could be if they made for anything, but I don't think they do. No. Okay. My initials were CAP. So before I got married, so I was just always kind of looked and see what, for nicknames or something. But okay, so she's going to remain Aaliyah, and I'm going to order that the records be sealed here in Blanco County, so that nobody can, people are weird in the world. Miss Simpson, and Miss Hyde and Mr. Eddie will help you get new birth certificates and everything. I'm sure Miss Hyde has told you that takes a while. The Bureau of Vital Statistics is my second most unliked state agency. Miss Hyde can tell you later who my first one is if she knows it. I think she does, but it's not the department, so y'all don't get all nervous about that. It's not y'all. It's another one that has to do with this. Y'all know what I mean. But anyway, it takes a while, so don't get nervous. Be sure Miss Hyde will also tell you that I'm not a big one that likes to unseal files. It drives me crazy. So be sure and get a lot of certified copies of this order so you can keep it for T-ball or ballet or, school, passport, whatever you're going to need that for. Okay. Okay. Well, last but not least, I'm going to grant the adoption. Congratulations.
Everybody can unmute and clap. Hooray.
Yay, congrats.
And Eddie's going to take some pictures now. That was Judge's idea, since there wasn't a courtroom available for us to do it in person today. So she had the idea to have Eddie take a picture. So if everybody wants to make a face or a smile or a heart or whatever, do a couple things so we can get some pictures here. Yay! And
that'll be a cool picture. It'll be a really neat way to remember it by.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Well, thank you so much, Your Honor. We appreciate it.
Okay. Hey, Ed, if you can send me that picture too, I'd like to keep it in my records, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for taking time out to do this today. Thank y'all for doing it via Zoom.
Look at Aaliyah. She's having fun there.
Yeah, she is cute. I like the little dress she has on. So, okay. I guess Eddie sent me the order this morning. Like I said, I haven't looked at my email. We'll do that in just a little bit. And once again, thank y'all for your time. Thank you for coming for us and Miss Simpson and Leah. It means a whole lot to all of us. And especially, this is a lot of people, y'all. It really is a lot of people on the Zoom adoption. So thank you and best of luck, Aaliyah. You got a good mommy. You're a cute little girl.
Bye, Aaliyah.
Bye.
Your Honor. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye,
Aaliyah.
Leah.
Bye, baby Aaliyah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Apparently, I was the only one confused about which link we're using.
No, it took me a while to read and reread.
I should probably just be disbarred immediately.
I didn't even know there was a different link. I didn't know there was even a question. I don't know what I missed.
Hey, Sonia,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. I've got mom on a modification SAPSR, 2 kids, 1 kid, and mom is paying dad support for both kids. 1 kid decides a year ago, I'm going to go live with mom. Mom doesn't get around to modifying and continues to pay dad support for 2 kids. Now we're getting around to modify because dad committed family violence against a new wife. There's not a mechanism that allows mom to go back and recoup that year of support that she paid, is there?
She can get a credit, and most of the times what they do is they'll give her a credit going forward. So whatever he owes her. So yeah, that's typically what yes, she can. The answer is yes. Any overpaid child support. But it's just as a possession credit, like it's for the possession that she had him. Does that make sense?
It does. I thought she could use that as a defense to an enforcement. I didn't know that she could retroactively go back and say, well, the kid's been living with me for a year. I want all this money back.
I don't know, Matt. I'm trying to think that through. If he had a kiddo, or if he was, well, yeah, I think I have had that in the past where so then he's going to have a child support obligation going forward, right?
Correct.
And he's the one that owes her the money. So he'd owe her like double money, right?
Theoretically, yeah.
Then no, I don't think that's right.
I don't think there's an actual mechanism to go back. I think that the court has said, well, you should have modified, dummy, instead of paying support.
Right.
Equitably, if I'm saying that word right, there should be a credit, but I don't think legally I can compel that.
I think what I'm thinking of is a situation where mom has the kiddo. Well, let me think this through.
Yeah, I told the client, I'm 90% certain that you can't go back and compel him to do it, but I needed to do some research on it.
Compel him to pay it back, right?
I don't think she can recapture it.
I don't think she can either.
Claw it back. That's the term I'm looking for.
Do what?
Claw it back. That's what I'm trying to do.
I keep thinking of like an overage of child support payment, but that's really not what it is because she didn't change the order.
Right. She just on her haunches, and I think it's just too bad, too sad. You're screwed.
I think if there were a situation where she owed him any kind of money, she could get like a credit, you know what I mean? Against like what he owes her. But I don't think you can, because you're only going to be able to go back from the date of the
modification.
Right. You know, I had this come up the other day, not your exact scenario, but modification pending, kid completely quits living with dad. And so mom had pled to increase his child support. Well, the attorneys just screwed around and the kid aged out. So the mom at mediation was trying to still increase the child support, but the kid had aged out during the case. And I don't know the answer. So I got mixed opinions from different people. So I don't know, but it was interesting.
Well, the best part about it is I don't feel as stupid as I felt earlier because you don't know.
No, everybody thinks I know the answer. I'm like, After I took that board certification test, I was super smart, but it was just that year. So
I'm trying to take it this year. I just cannot motivate myself to study. So I'm definitely going to fail and retake it next year.
Just read the whole family law, the practice or the handbook, you know.
I just can't retain it anymore because I don't care.
Yeah, I was a lot younger when I took that.
That's my excuse. I'm old.
There you go.
Okay, is county attorney's office here? Not yet.
I don't know, Judge Marriott.
Oh my. Huh. I'm trying to be incognito. That's a new one. That's fun. Terry, where are your people? County attorney, where are y'all?
I'm sorry, Judge. He's getting on now. He lost track of time.
Okay. Really? Terry, tell him to hurry. We got stuff to do. Gonna testify, please raise your hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, Ms. Potts, is this your hearing or the county attorney's office?
It's Ms. Potts hearing, Judge.
Yes, it's fine. So, Judge, do you want to hear testimony or just some quick arguments?
I just want y'all to proffer stuff because we got other things to do today.
Okay. So the bottom line is this, that the ad litem's in the department had agreed to, after the last hearing, to unsupervised visits for mom. And one of the things we were going to get her to do was to drive Evelyn to her appointments and things like that for therapy. Then we decided to wait until we got the PEth test back because we had some concerns about some things that had happened. And the test came back positive at 188, which is moderate to high, or moderate to severe, whatever you want to call it, for alcohol, 2 to 4 to 6 drinks a day, not sure. And she had 7 days to get the alcohol out of her system before she took the test, and it still came back at that high level. So I am concerned about unsupervised visits, supervised visits. I want the children to be safe. I want mom to
Can y'all understand her? But stop. I can't understand. So stop. I can't understand. Can y'all? I heard the levels and start over after that.
Okay, so the levels were moderate to severely high. Yeah, okay. So we want the children to be safe, but we also want to hold Sydney accountable, and I don't think she's been held accountable. She's clearly cheated the ETG test as we have gone through the case. It's easy to do because alcohol gets out of your system in 24 hours, so you can just go drink after you took the test. I'm concerned that the last time there was a visit, she took them to her sister's house. She took Evelyn unsupervised and without permission by herself to her sister's house. And when CASA and the department tried to go into the home, there were beer cans and everything everywhere. And Sydney was there, and Sydney and her sister denied them access to that home. So I have a lot of safety concerns. I have a lot of concerns about allowing mom to continue to visit while she's drinking. Her nails are too short. In the beginning of the case, you'll recall her nails were too short for a nail test. They're still too short now for a nail test. I don't believe she's in recovery. She's not recovering. She's using alcohol as a crutch. And that is very concerning to me.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I heard something, she's not in recovery, and then I didn't hear the next thing.
She is using alcohol as a crutch for her meth addiction or whatever other addiction. And I'm concerned that we are not making any progress here. The little girl, Evelyn, does not ask for her mom and is not clamoring for visits or anything else. And the little boy is severely autistic. So it's kind of the same thing for him. I just feel like that at this point, mom she knows how to do the drug test. She's had 3 years of it. She knows how to cheat them. She knows what to do. She's not engaging fully in recovery. It's just kind of a train wreck, and she can't be trusted because she took them unapproved for a whole weekend twice in a row and took them to the sister's house. It was so bad that they wouldn't even let CPS come in. So that's my position. I think visits should stop. We should use your standard order of 3 clean tests before we start again. But in this case, I think we're going to have a clean PEth test, and I know that takes 30 days. I just want to keep the kids safe.
What about toenails? There's no reason toenails should not be long.
She took her test today, Judge.
Right.
What kind of test, Miss Wright?
The nail test. And it's not that they weren't long enough. There wasn't enough, like, I don't know, thickness. I don't know. But she went today and they took them.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to weigh so much.
Yes. For them to test this many things, it has to weigh a certain amount. But she took it.
Are they testing for alcohol in the nails? Or I don't know if they can.
I don't know. I've never heard of. I don't think they can. Yeah.
No, ma'am. I don't believe they test for alcohol in the nail test. But I did hear from Sydney and the testing center today. They called me to let me know that they believe they got enough to test for 10 illegal substances.
So what's the best way to test for alcohol other than the PET test?
That's what I know of is the PET test. And she's done UAs every week. But UA, the alcohol stays in your system for maybe 24 hours in a UA.
Marcy, can you call? Used to be Marco Casada, but I don't know who. I think he retired or something. I don't know who it is now. And ask them what they recommend for alcohol testing.
Yes, ma'am, I can do that.
Other than UAs, I mean, I get that. That's a problem.
Yes.
I don't think Mom is denying that she drank alcohol. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, we got the results on the test. Mr. Grove, your client's still MIA, I guess, because he's not here today, huh?
Judge, that's a great question. I think the department caseworker was able to make contact with him after he bonded out of jail and didn't bother to tell anybody. And she asked him to contact her at a date and time certain, which he allegedly failed to do. And I've not been able to get a hold of him subsequent.
Is he on any sort of supervision that we're aware of besides your and Miss De La Cruz's supervision?
Well, Judge, I wish I had the authority to revoke the supervision of my clients that don't respond to me. To answer your question, I thought he went to the Llano jail on a blue warrant parole revocation, which normally doesn't have a bond. But given the fact that he's out of jail, I don't know.
Can Mr. Wilson, can you or Miss Gonzalez or one of y'all find out what he got released on and et cetera?
Yes, Judge.
Like while we're sitting here?
I can't do that, but I have no doubt that Ms. Gonzalez can do that.
Okay. I figured.
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Wilson, anything you'd like to add?
Yes, Judge. We definitely agree with Ms. Potts about the test that did happen. We're concerned about that as well. The department does not have concerns about the children's safety in a supervised visit.
Right.
At all. Unsupervised, nobody knows what happened except Ms. Lewis. I'm not sure she would endanger them, but we just don't know, and there's the problem. Supervised, though, we're confident that the children would be perfectly safe. And unfortunately, we're at the stage in this case where we certainly can't take 30 days with no visits to just see how it goes and wait to see what happens at the end of the case. We're set, as you know, for mediation and then a final before you know it. And the department's at least secondary goal is still reunification, and that's still what we're at least hoping for. And so if this was early in the case, this was some other circumstance, yeah, maybe. I'm never one to advocate for withholding visits to punish the parent because the children get just as punished, if not more. But sometimes the parent needs a wake-up call. There was originally supposed to be a visit today. Ms. Potts may have said that. If the court were to see fit to cancel today's visit and then maybe wait for the nail test or just wait till next week for a visit. I think that would probably be appropriate. But again, we're at the final stages and we need every opportunity to observe this mother with these kids and to keep them in contact until we know what's going to happen at the end of the case. And our options are not good, as the court knows, for the end of the case. So we're hoping and crossing our fingers and everything else that Ms. Lewis can get across the finish line on this, but that's where the department's at.
What was my last order about visitation?
It was as agreed.
I mean, just period. Didn't I say she could go to doctors or school events as long as placement was there? Was that the case? I said that in?
Yeah, and I believe she has been doing that since then.
Okay. What is the visitation that's planned for today?
Don't know details there, Judge. Maybe somebody else does.
Marcy.
It was, yes. So we typically pick Evelyn up from school, transport her to Round or wherever she's at. If school's in or out, we transport her over to Round Rock so that her and her brother could have a sibling visit. And then mom meets us at the Round Rock CPS office and we supervise there. Now that Evelyn's back in school, we struggle with that. We don't necessarily want to take her out of school, especially to transport her that far, because I believe Sydney's best day for visits are Fridays, and that would mean late visits every Friday, or we take her out of school, and that's, neither are preferred. But I do know that Sydney has been visiting with Evelyn, supervised by Monica, since the last court hearing. Last week, I think she visited with Evelyn.
Hold on. Grandma's been supervising the visits?
Yes, ma'am.
Did y'all agree to that?
Yes.
Judge, I was unaware of last week. I didn't know that grandma was supervising visits last week.
Was that not just her going to the wherever the apartment?
Yeah. Going to, the order says that she was allowed to go with her to doctor's visits and things like that as long as Monica was there and
right, but we
supervising.
got the positive PEth test back, and I was assuming that we would wait until she was clean before we did that. But I mean, that's okay. It's not a big deal. I just wasn't aware until
that
later.
was just this week. This week we got those results back, and Sydney visited with Evelyn once that I know of this week.
And visiting at the apartment are two different things. I mean, when I mean doctor's visits or school, that's at the doctor or that's at school or at church. It's not at somebody's house. And it's not grandma supervising at somebody's house either. I mean, I'll be honest with y'all, grandma is just as guilty and part of this as letting some of these unauthorized visitations go down as Sydney is. Because grandma, I don't believe, told any of y'all, maybe y'all found out after the fact, but she allowed it. Now, I don't know if she was bullied into it. I doubt it. I don't think Sydney did that. I think it's just a discussion and grandma let it happen. So she's a little complicit, in my opinion. Plus, I still don't know if grandma is really on or off about what her plan is for Sydney if it goes that way. And I don't know. I mean, it needs to have a bunch of different ideas. So I don't know. And didn't grandma let dad see Sydney too?
Yes, Your Honor.
At a birthday party? I'm like, lady, I'm in charge. You're not. Her visits are as y'all agree upon, and I don't think y'all agreed to any of that stuff. I know y'all did. So, whatever. Okay.
No, you're right, Judge. And I think she got the message last time when we addressed this in our court hearing a few weeks ago. And I don't think that, and Ms. Dela Cruz can, or whoever else can correct me, but when people are saying visits, I'm not, I think that's maybe a little too broad. I'm not sure there was a visit so much as Ms. Lewis meeting up at the doctor or riding along to the doctor or accompanying as was approved to go to the doctor or to the whatever. Now, if there was an actual visit that nobody knew was going to happen at somebody's home, then that needs to get dealt with. But I think these are just those pre-approved go to the doctor types of, and maybe visit's not the right term for that, but I think that's the contact that we're describing.
I think, Rob, what I was talking about was Grandma let Sydney take Evelyn for an entire weekend to her sister's house.
But that was weeks ago. We know about
Right.
that.
Okay.
That
And then there were some visits which were supervised by Monica at the apartment complex, which were not doctor's visits or whatever. It's not a big deal. I was just unaware of it. We were doing it before. I just thought that since the PEth test came back, we would take a look at some safety issues and be sure we were going to be okay. So it's not a big deal. It's just what it is.
Well, if Judge, if the grandmother's not been instructed yet to not let Ms. Lewis around the child when Ms. Lewis is under the influence or smelling of or alcohol or drunk or something, she certainly will get that instruction after today. But my guess is she knows better than to allow something like that, and hopefully will follow through after being reprimanded last time.
I don't think, Rob, I don't think she knows better than that, because number one, I mean, she didn't just let Sydney take her off for a couple of hours. She let her take her for a whole weekend. I mean, that's different. And I think that lady is like, I think you have to say, and I don't think Sydney's going to show up under the influence or drunk or hopefully not smelling, blah, blah, blah. But I think she's the kind you got to say, okay, if Sydney shows up drunk or smelling like alcohol or with somebody else random, this doesn't occur. I mean, I think you got to tell her that, or she's not going to know any better. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
No, I understand, Judge, and we'll make sure that instruction has been made perfectly clear. That's not a problem. And I don't know that anything inappropriate's happened since the last hearing where that all came out and everybody got fussed at. But we'll definitely stay on top of anything we need to.
Well, I guess these apartment visits happened since the last hearing. Is that correct?
I think so, Judge, but the apartment visit is in the apartment office where Monica works. It's not in anybody's home.
But it's not the kind of visit I meant when I said she could go to extracurriculars. She could go to church. She could go to doctor appointments. I mean, to me, a visit in the apartment complex is really no different than a visit supervised at the CPS office.
And Judge, I guess I will take some blame for that, because I thought that everybody had been fussing at her to go to the apartment, go to the office, do the visit. So I told her, every spare minute you have, be at that office. Everywhere, just go to it. So, I mean, I don't know. They fussed at her in the beginning because she wasn't going to the apartment. Now we're fussing at her because she went. So I don't know. I mean, it was my fault.
I would agree with Sonia, not that it was her fault, but I would agree that we had all agreed to allow Monica supervised visits at the apartment complex office. And then for 3 hearings, we fussed at Sydney about not ever going there and not visiting her. So last week she started going by and visiting. And I think that's what we didn't regroup after your orders to say maybe we shouldn't do that. But that part's not on Mom.
Yeah. Well, grandma supervising and CPS supervising are 2 different things to me. just based on testimony that I've heard, I think all of the last hearing. So, that I'd never heard anything like before in many, many cases. So, okay. Ms. Wilson, anything else?
Yes, Judge. I just heard from Ms. Gonzalez that according to our system, TDCJ withdrew their hold on Mr. Oliva. So he was released from jail, and there apparently is no longer a blue warrant on him. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but that appears to be the explanation for why he's out.
No bond, no nothing.
Not that I'm aware of. I think just a release. They no longer had a hold.
No bond.
I mean, like he didn't have any pending charges out of Lano, nothing.
I don't think he's got any active charges. No, ma'am.
Okay. Who was the one that Sydney was arrested with at the beginning of this case? Perez?
Yes,
Okay.
Martin Perez is a cousin of Luis.
Who was the one that was hiding behind the mattress?
Luis.
Mr. Grove's client.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Prior case, Mr.
Yeah.
Grove.
Yeah. Everything kind of runs together. So, okay. Ms. Wright, what do you think?
Judge, I mean, we understand. I think Sydney understands. She drank. I think she would disagree with the level and what that might mean. And I don't know the science behind it because I'm not a scientist. So I don't know if everybody's body metabolizes different. That's what they say about the drug test. I don't know about alcohol. But I don't see any harm in allowing a supervised visit in a controlled setting. I just can't imagine cutting off her visits completely and waiting 30 days to see if she can get a clean PEth. And if it stays in her system 30 days, then I don't think it would matter if she had 7 days prior to like clean her blood or whatever Susan said. So, I think it is what it is. I hate this case because I feel like Sydney was doing really well and no one would ever budge on visits. And now it's like we got a gotcha moment. And so I think she should have been on unsupervised a long time ago. And she's still at the bare minimum. And she's compliant with her service plan. I mean, she had that one drug test where she took one single, whatever that pill was for headache. And now this PEth test, but everything else, she's done. And I feel like, yes, it is wrong that she took that weekend visit, but as a parent, you're getting 2 hours a week, if that, with your kiddo, and someone offers you a weekend to go bond. I don't know. It'd be hard for me to say no. So, I wish that we could progress in this case. Everybody keeps saying we can't progress. I don't know what to do to make it progress. I feel like she's done the service plan. So I think that she should definitely get to keep her supervised visits at a minimum.
See, I don't know how those weekend visits came up and grandma just said, hey, you want to take Evelyn, or, they had a conversation.
What grandma testified to is she said, I felt like she was ready and she thought they needed to bond.
And I did want to add, Judge, too, that we had 2 months in April and May where Sydney did not test on her color day at all. And she said it was because she didn't have the gas money, but then the court report confirmed that she wasn't testing on her visit days. She was just testing not on her color days. So, there's other things that are going on here. And
CPS CPS didn't tell anybody. They didn't notice it. They weren't looking at it because it wasn't until months later that Jeanette finally said, oh my gosh, this is going on. And she said, it's my fault. I should have said something sooner. If you do something and you're testing and no one says anything, I feel like that makes it kind of hard. You might think it's okay. I didn't know until the month later that Jeanette finally looked at it and said something.
Well, let me just say this. Miss Lewis has been testing for 3 years in 3 cases, and she knows to test on her color day.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. But that doesn't justify CPS not staying on top of it. And, maybe even calling Miss Wright and saying, hey, Sydney's not testing, what's going on, or letting the rest of y'all know. I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not real cool that we have to wait until court, because you get a court report, hopefully before court, to know what the heck's been going on. And, bad juju about your client that you could have dealt with had you known it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have told her immediately, cut that out. Don't do that. The other thing, I mean, I still have never seen a single therapy note in this case. And we're, 18, I mean, 15 months, I don't know what it is. We're over a year in. And I mean, so I don't know what's going on in her therapy. I understood that her therapist was recommending unsupervised visits at the last hearing, but I haven't seen that, I don't know.
Judge, anything like that we'll get that out. I'll get with Ms. Dela Cruz and make sure that all gets out.
And I think they don't have the notes, was my understanding, that the therapist won't give the notes. And it's Deb Tabor, and it's like I heard another caseworker just this week saying she's not scheduling appointments, she's not giving notes. So I don't know what's going on.
We'll look into it as much as we can, Judge, and anything there is to get, or anything we have, certainly everybody needs to have, and we'll get that out there. I don't remember what point of the case that lack of testing happened, but it's not now. And, it sounds like the department needs to own some of that, and we do, but, that's not happening now. She's testing now. And, what we need to try to get decided today, what we wanted to hear from you, Judge, is how to move forward on the mother's contact. And so.
But let me ask a question. Is Sydney still seeing Deb Tabor? Is Sydney at least seeing her? Yeah. Okay. Well,
I wanted to say too that the therapy note thing was not under Marcy, and the drug testing was not under Marcy. So I just wanted to make that clear that it was not Marcy.
Okay. Well, I mean, at least Sydney's still seeing her. I mean, and I'm not saying at least Sydney's still seeing her. I guess I ought to say at least Deb Tabor's still seeing Sydney. That's a better way of saying it. So basically, Sydney's still in counseling, even if Deb Tabor's kind of dropping off the face of the earth and providing records and stuff like that. But I do think, Ms. De La Cruz, I do think that you need to let Ms. Tabor know about those weekend visits that were unauthorized and about the PEF test, because, sometimes things get lost in translation. So you need to let her, and about, I wish that y'all, CASA and y'all, I wish y'all could have gone and seen the houses and seen everything, all that kind of. Deb Tabor needs to know all that, in my opinion. Okay, anything else, Ms. Wright?
That's it, Judge.
Okay, well, go back to the visit. Sydney's not Sydney. Evelyn's obviously in school. So what was Sydney supposed to do today for a visit?
I think that Marcy may know that better than I do.
We went back and forth, but honestly, I don't think we ever had anything solidified because of the PET test results that we got back. We tossed around picking Evelyn up so that she could visit with her brother, but we didn't think that was the most important, considering that Sydney had seen Evelyn this week. She had not seen Jordan. So I think ultimately we were just going to do a visit with Sydney and Jordan. But then again, we couldn't agree on that. So that's why we're here.
Okay. Mr. Grove, do you have anything?
Two things, Judge. The court ordered. Why does everybody laugh when I start talking? The court ordered mediation to be in person because my client was a resident of the Llano County Jail, and now there is some confusion as to whether we need to have it in person or Zoom. The other thing is, to the extent that this is Still a termination case versus a custody fight. I would like to have the de-identified record.
Okay. Who's mediating? Russ? No, Russ can't.
Emily Miller.
Emily.
I did ask Mom, and she would prefer in person if that helps you at all, Judge.
Right. And I had pushed back against in-person, Judge, because Mr. Grove wisely pointed out that maybe we don't need it anymore. But it sounds like most of the parties want it to be in person. So I'll just show up where I'm told to show up, and we'll mediate in person. That's fine with me.
I don't mind going in person to Llano. There's good barbecue out there. Somebody's
And-
gonna have to,
Yes,
somebody's
we
gonna
know,
have to
Mr.
be with
Grove.
me.
And Judge, I know I'd like it in person too because of the family relationships and everything we need to sort out. But Mr. Grove could appear by Zoom, especially if he can't find his client.
Oh, I think he wants to build a county and go eat at Cooper's.
You can't eat barbecue over Zoom.
Yeah.
This is all true, and Mr. Grove is pretty fat, and I'm gonna need somebody to go with me. So
I will take you to Cooper's, Mr. Grove.
that sounds fantastic, sir. It's a date.
And he probably wants to take a doggy bag home for his wife if I was betting.
My wife enjoys barbecue almost as much as I do.
There. Okay. Casa, what do y'all think?
I definitely would have high concerns, any unsupervised visits, so I don't agree with any of that. I don't believe that's appropriate. Supervised visits, as long as they're properly supervised, and I am myself not comfortable with grandma supervising Sydney, given the history and some of the risks that were introduced as a result of the PETH test. And I do have concerns with some of the claims of Sydney saying that she didn't know the rules based on my understanding of how she's been through this process before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the no alcohol drinking is in the adversary hearing order and has been probably last case or the case before. Yeah. So, I mean, it's in the very first order, well, the second order after the children are removed. So, okay. Somebody trying to say something? So Sydney did the nail test today, or yes, right around there. So do we know how long are y'all, and if y'all can even answer this question, how long are y'all finding it's taking for nail tests to come back?
Typically, I think a week to 2 weeks is what I've seen.
Do y'all want to set this for a special hearing on, I think my day is 9-10. It might already be set for all I know. I don't know. I don't have the docket in front of me. For a special hearing in case we get the results back.
Judge, I can definitely see the need for a hearing if we get positive results back. If we get negative results back, I don't think there's anything to talk about.
And I think if we get positive results back, we all know what the answer is. So,
right. The department will definitely stop the visits at that point till we can have a hearing or talk about it.
Well, y'all can just, when's mediation? Are y'all having a date set?
October.
Thought we were November, Sonia, but I'm wrong.
November 5th.
Okay, so we're not today or tomorrow. Okay.
No, Judge.
Okay, de-identified file provided, and County Attorney, y'all write this down because I can do a docket sheet later, but just to make sure. De-identified file provided within 30 days.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I know the nail test is coming back, but it doesn't seem like drugs are the problem. It seems like alcohol is the problem.
Right.
I just throw that out there.
Yeah, no, I got it. I'm gonna let Sydney continue her supervised visit, supervised by the department. Now, but any more positive path, anything, visit cease until further order of the court. Okay. And
Judge.
I'm talking, I'm talking like what Mr. Clyde said. No, I don't want, before the last hearing, I'd have been cool with some apartment visits, but after what I heard at the last hearing, I'm not cool with that anymore. I mean, department needs to be involved. Sydney needs to just chill and not go up to the apartment office. Grandma doesn't need to supervise any visits. Department needs to, and I want to do 1 time a week. And I know that's a lot for Evelyn. If y'all have to do Jordan 1 week, Evelyn 1 week, I don't know how y'all can do that, because I think Evelyn needs, didn't she miss, did I dream this? Did she miss a lot of school last year?
No, I think she's been good since Grandma had her. And I think she's increased her grades and she may have increased her grade level. I'm not sure. But I just don't want to take her out of school because she does still struggle some.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't want her to get out of school either. I mean, maybe we have to drive Jordan over here, you know, that might be a better way.
And Judge, Jordan can't really do that because of his autism. It just really is way too much for him. So it's been a lot of driving for Marcy. She has worked very hard to get sibling visits in and to get mom's visit in.
Well, I mean, I don't think we have to have sibling visits every week. You know, I mean, it's more important to me that mom see the kids. I mean, maybe see Evelyn every week, and then maybe every other week we could do the sibling visit. I don't know. I think y'all can work it out. I don't really care how y'all work it out, but I do want the department to supervise. And if it can't, I mean, mom needs to have a visit every week, whether it's with both kids, 1 kid, whatever. I don't care how y'all do that.
Okay.
But, you know, Jordan needs to go to school too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, his is more going to be like training kind of school, or, you know, I mean, Jordan has a lot to deal with too.
Judge, so can we get some clear, I know you said supervised by the department, so can she not go to school activities? I just want to make sure.
I don't mind school activities. I don't mind school activities and doctors, as long as placement's there. But, or church or whatever, you know, Logos, whatever. But we're not going to do any apartment, because that's, to me, that's kind of a public place, you know. I mean, the doctor in, but you know, the doctor's different. But I don't want any of this apartment stuff, because I'm just not, I'm not there. Yeah.
Judge, can you help us a little bit with Jordan's visits? You said once a week, and I'll add if possible. But yeah, nobody wants to upset him or dysregulate him. I don't know what he can tolerate, what he can't. But if he needs to be, if someone needs to come to him for a visit, that's what you want.
I don't want Evelyn, I'm like Susan or somebody said, I don't want Evelyn to have to be taken out of school every week for mom to have a sibling visit.
Right. And what about for mom? I think you said maybe every 2 weeks for a sibling visit, if that is doable. What about for mom's visit with Jordan?
Mom can go. I mean, I don't care how often she does it, or she might just want to do it during the sibling visits.
Okay.
I mean, to me, making the department do a visit 1 time a week for Evelyn and a visit another time a week over there for Jordan is a lot. I don't know, Mr. And you know, so I'm thinking, you know, Evelyn every week, and then every other week we can do the sibling visit. And maybe Evelyn could get taken out of school then to go see Jordan. But then mom only sees Jordan every other week. I don't know. Anybody got any other good ideas?
And I haven't talked to Sydney about this, but what if Sydney was able to drive over there, and could someone from the department in that area not pick him up, or could the placement not take him to the CPS office since they live right in the area?
I'm okay with that.
I I'm sorry, y'all. I keep looking back because our HST isn't here with me. She's the one that's been helping me with the visits. And I mean, I believe that we could potentially ask the HSTs in Wilco, but they're also very busy. The scheduling is hard. I know that Round Rock said that they don't typically have a whole lot of visits at the Round Rock office on Fridays, which is the days that we've been doing it for Jordan. I can figure out a different day for Evelyn. I truly have tried really hard to make sure that Sydney gets as many visits as possible with both kids. And I'm willing to do that. I mean, going forward for sure. And I apologize for the miscommunication after the last court hearing. I try to keep Susan and Clyde involved and stay in contact with them as much as I can. I'm sure they're really annoyed with me most of the time. And Sonia actually, but anyway, like I said, I mean, I can probably find an HST over there, or between myself and my HST here, we can figure something out.
Yeah, I don't care how y'all do it. I just don't want Sydney to be taken out of school a bunch. I want to minimize the disruption to Jordan. And I mean, y'all can make it every week, fine. If not, like I said, Mom can see Evelyn every week, and every other week y'all can haul her and meet over in Round Rock somewhere. But if y'all can arrange for Mom to go to Round Rock to see Jordan every week, that's okay too. I mean, I think y'all get my drift on where I'm coming from, what I want to occur, or what I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. And what I'm not okay with, I think y'all understand that too.
I'm sure everybody can work it out, Judge.
Is that clear as mud? Y'all, I mean, y'all get it.
Kind of.
We got it.
Okay. Some kind of supervised visit somewhere, once a week, twice a week, every other week, sibling, however, supervised by the department. Plus school activities, doctor's appointments.
If grandma's there.
That's the only grandma allowed stuff, though.
And what about, I know that the kiddo played soccer last year. Would that be okay too, as long as grandma's there? Okay.
To me, that's extracurricular, and that's kind of a public place type thing. We just can't sequester her aside, I mean, and we can't go to dinner or lunch or, Dairy Queen after that. I mean, not right now. My trust not for Sydney, but for grandma has to be made. Okay, Sydney, I have one more day to say that you have to comply with your service plan, or your parental rights could be subject to termination. I think my new thing I'm going to say is you have to comply with court orders, or you could be subject to termination. I don't know what else to say. Thanks to the legislature.
Judge, I plan on talking about that at length in upcoming hearings. And I really, really, really want to talk about what the purpose of a service plan is now. Why do we need one? Why shouldn't a parent just wad it up and throw it away? And I want the department. In fact, I sent all the program directors and supervisors in our area an email yesterday saying, we're going to be talking about this at upcoming hearings. I want to know what a service plan is for, and I want the department to be all on the same page about it.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I mean, they won't even, not these people, but their lawyers won't even give us legislative updates. So how are we supposed to know how everybody's interpreting it?
Well, they won't give us the update because they don't know how to do it, Judge.
There's going to be 254 different interpretations.
Yes, ma'am. There exactly is. And I guess we'll just address it on a case-by-case basis. So I'm going to need 2 hours for each hearing.
Let's see, not 254 minus 7, because I have 7 counties. So what is that? 260, or I don't know. I have to get my calculator out.
If I could do math, you'd be talking to Dr. Grove, the surgeon.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah.
I don't know. So, okay, well, sorry, that's clear as mud, but y'all can figure it out. And main thing is y'all need to tell grandma. Somebody needs to tell grandma. We're not doing any apartment visits. You know, the visits, extracurriculars, school, church, doctors, and visits as set up by the department and agreed by y'all. Okay. Okay. And if we need to have a special hearing on the 10th or any other time, just let me know. We'll figure it out.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Thank you.